Hi, everyone. How are you guys all doing? Merry Christmas. Oh my gosh, you guys. Such good vibes in here already. Thank you guys all so much for being here tonight. Merry Christmas. Yeah, so before we start, I want you guys all to tell me what's your name, where are you from, and one word to describe how you're feeling tonight. That's what I want to know. I'm going to take a sip of water because I'm already so excited. I'm already like, oh, I have so much to say. So welcome, everybody. Hello. Merry Christmas to everyone. All right, so we have Dina from Houston. Welcome. Kimberly from California. Feeling a bit sad and heartbroken. Everyone send Kimberly some love. You're not the only one, Kimberly, I promise. We got Paulette from Maryland feeling grateful. Great. I can't say that. Julie Levy from Sweden feeling sad. I hear you. I hear you. We're going to talk about that. We got Stacy from Texas. We have Mo from New Jersey. Margaret, I see you. We got Madian from Germany. Ooh, it's quite late over there, isn't it? We have Georgia from Vegas. Stacy's feeling a little disappointed. I hear you, girl. We got Georgia feeling thankful. Dallas. Awesome, you guys. Lori from Michigan feeling blessed. Good vibes. Amazing. If you guys can't already tell, I'm feeling very, I just have so much energy. Like, before we start, if you guys did come to the full moon in Cancer video, I was in Fort Lauderdale on vacation and I tried to go live, but the Wi-Fi wasn't strong enough. So I do sincerely apologize for that. So you guys, so much to talk about in this reading. Just want to give you guys a little bit of a rundown before we start so you guys know what to expect. So I'm just going to give a quick message before we begin because I do feel like some words need to be said just because I know that the energy is really heavy right now. That's just going to be really quick, like just 5-10 minutes. And then we're going to do a personal guidance reading. And then after that, we're going to do the love reading. And depending on how much time we have, and if I'm able to, then I will answer people's questions and pull cards, okay? So before we start, I want to say, like, you know, I know that Christmas is a really joyous time. It's a really fun time. It's exciting, and, you know, we feel really grateful and all of that. But I also know that Christmas can be a really sad time and a really depressing time for some people. And when I was a nurse in the ER, we would have a lot of people come in on Christmas, not because they were necessarily, you know, there was something wrong with them, but more because they were sad. So trust me, I know from firsthand experience, you know, how this is, you know, a time filled with mixed emotions. So I just want you to know that if you aren't feeling the best, or you're not feeling like yourself, or you're disappointed, or you're upset about something, that it is not just you. You know, a lot of people have those types of feelings around the holidays. And if you really feel very, very sad and you cannot shake it, it is not a joke. You know, please tell someone. You know, I always, in all my videos, I always leave the suicide prevention hotline down below. Always. Okay. You know, talk to someone, get somewhere, get help. And I know that's kind of like a heavy way to start this off, but I just, like I said, I've just felt like I needed to say this. I felt like I needed to say that to someone out there that, don't let those feelings like eat you up, because you are loved, you are important, somebody needs you and wants you here. So please don't give up. Um, so yeah, that was just weighing really heavily on my chest. And I feel better now that I said that. I want to keep this as positive as I possibly can. But, the last batch of readings that I did for like the 15th through the 31st were really difficult for me to do. I mean, they took me about a week and a half to get out. And, from the comments that you guys have sent me and people that I've worked with privately, I know that these past couple weeks have been really rough and really challenging. And there's been a lot of disappointment. And that is why I'm naming tonight's reading Faith, Strength, and Surrender. Okay. So, what does it mean to have faith? Faith is believing when you cannot see something. Okay. Believing when you cannot see something. And I want to tell you guys tonight and stress to you guys tonight that do not go by what you see, go by what you feel. Okay, go by what you feel, because the universe is not always working in the way that you may think it's going to work or the way that you want it to work. But it doesn't mean that nothing's happening. Okay, so go by what you are feeling. Strength is persevering against the odds. So, for a lot of you, I know that sometimes fear gets in the way and logic gets in the way, and that clouds and prevents you from having faith. And right now, you are being asked to have tremendous faith and tremendous strength. And I know that can be difficult. But that's why we have point 3, which is surrender. Surrender. It sounds, like such a difficult thing, but it's really not. It's really, really not. Surrender is letting go of all control, detaching from all outcomes, not worrying about how things are going to happen. Quite frankly, it's not your job to figure out how things are going to happen. Let the universe take care of that. Let God take care of that. He wants to take care of you, but you have to let him. Some of us are holding on so tightly. We're holding on so tightly to one thing or one person or one situation that God is just asking you, the universe is just asking you, please open your hands so I can give you something. Please open your hands so I can give you something. And right now, you're being asked to have the faith and the strength to open your hands. Okay. So that was just a little message that I wanted to get out there, because I've been noticing like a lot of kind of like negativity out there, some like negative readers, like negative comments, people being negative towards me and towards other people in the comments. And I think that that's just a projection of their own fear and their lack of faith, because no one said that this was going to be easy. No one said that this is going to be easy. But you're going to have the experience that you need to have. Okay, you're going to have the experience that you need to have. And you have to always have to know your truth. You have to know your truth. You have to know your walk. Because I have so many people come to me and say, oh, well, this reader said this and this reader said that. And I'm like, but what does your heart say? What does your heart say? Be very careful to, what other people are saying. If someone's preaching hate and stuff like that, you don't need to subject yourself to that. Know your truth, stick to your truth, and that's that. Okay? So I'm going to jump into the chat really quick and just see what's going on, and then we're going to start the reading, okay? Okay, so let's see. Lori, her first Christmas without her mom. Oh, I hope that you're doing well. Darby says, makes total sense. You would be a nurse. You're very compassionate. Thank you. Hi, Jane. Awesome. Yes, God has your back. Oh, Nicole's here. Hi, Nicole. Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, guys. To start this reading, normally I start with these cards here, but I'm going to start with these Universe Have Your Back deck cards because I think more than ever right now, it is so important to know that the universe has your back. God has your back. He will never put you in a situation that you cannot handle. And if God doesn't give something to you, it's because it wasn't going to be good for you, or it wasn't going to turn out the way that you wanted, or it's just not the right time. And you have to trust that. You have to trust and know that you're not doing this alone. You're constantly co-creating and working with the universe and working with God. And if there's something that he doesn't think is going to be good for you, he's going to block it from your life. And that is the ultimate protection. That is the ultimate love. So we're going to start with these cards here tonight. And this is going to be like the starting point for our reading. So most important messages for everyone here tonight on this beautiful Christmas evening. What are the most important messages that everyone needs to know? We're going to pull 3. Okay. Okay. All right. So the first message says, I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. That could not be a more perfect message for what we've already talked about tonight. Right now, a lot of you are sitting in darkness. You are sitting in darkness. You are experiencing some of your, your greatest fears, or you're experiencing a situation in a way that you never thought that you were going to experience, But this is where the universe does its best work. Okay? God loves brokenness because that is where he can come in and do his work. And all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask, and he will be there. The universe will respond to you. But remember, you have to be in that state of surrender. You have to be receptive. You have to have your hands open. And understand that through this time, even when things aren't going the way that you want them to go, even when things don't look good, understand that this is all working in your favor. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes what's happening does not make sense because our human minds cannot comprehend it. And that is why we have to understand that everything that the universe is doing, everything that God is doing is in our best interest, always. Always, okay? Now the second card. It says, my happiness is a direct reflection of my faith in the universe. Yes. Okay, so faith is a big word tonight. Big word. And if you're just tuning in, remember, faith is believing when you cannot see something. When you cannot see it, still being strong, still understanding that the universe still has your back. And if you've been finding it very difficult to be happy lately and very difficult, to have faith, all you have to do is surrender. How? And this card nails it. Like, if you don't have faith, everything's going to look bad. Everything's going to look terrible. But if you have faith, then you can perceive your situation in a different perspective. You can understand and say, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. God's doing something. The universe is doing something. I don't know, but I know something's happening. I know something's changing. And all you have to do is just sit back and say, all right, I'm just going to let this unfold. I'm just going to let this unfold. And the second part of that is saying, okay, I'm going to let that unfold. But remember, it's not on your time. It's on God's time. It's on the universe's time. Your time and God's time are two different times. So it's not a matter of when is it going to happen? That's the number one question. When is it going to happen? When are they going to contact me? When it's time. When it is time. And the more you can just sit in that energy of surrender, the easier that process is, because when you're receptive, especially if you're sitting in the feminine energy, when you're receptive to what the universe has for you, the universe will send you so much more. But you have to be open. It may not be the thing that you want in the way that you want at the time that you want. But the universe doesn't always give us what we want. It gives us what we need. Okay? Final card says, the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Okay, the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. So basically, what is that saying? If we are not sitting in a place of love, if we don't truly have love in our heart, then we're going to be lost. You're going to be lost. And this isn't just love for another person. It's love for the process, love for the journey, love for the universe, love for God, love for everyone. And when you love, only love can come to you. So if you're manifesting negative situations, if you're manifesting negative people, if things aren't going the way that you want, it's time to ask yourself, am I aligned with love? Am I aligned with love? Because when you are, the path starts unfolding. Because you're able to come into the present moment. You're able to come into the here and now, the today. Because let's be honest, I'm guilty too. I'm thinking 72 steps ahead. 72 steps ahead. I'm not focused on what's going on, today. Like that, and that's the problem. That's the problem, is we have to say, okay, this is where I'm at today. This is my situation today. And what am I going to do today that's going to get me to tomorrow? Not what am I going to do today that's going to get me to somewhere 5-10 years down the line, because a lot of you may be seeing things and visualizing things in your life that are probably going to happen. Like a lot of you guys get dreams about things or dreams about a certain person, and maybe that's going to happen. Like maybe it really is. Like you're probably right. But what if that was going to happen 20 years from now? Do you see what I mean? It's like your time and God's time can be different times. So what can we do today is just stay in a place of love. That's it. That's it. And it's that simple. All right. So I'm going to push these cards up here and we'll reference them throughout the reading, but I think those were perfect messages. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our personal guidance spread now. All right. So I asked God and the universe for the most important message for everyone here tonight on this beautiful Christmas evening. Where does everyone need to focus? Okay, what are they learning in this cycle? What do they need to know? What do they need to do? And what do they need to avoid? We just had the Hierophant pop out. I'm going to put that back in. Most important messages. Okay. Energy is very intense tonight. I don't know if you guys feel it, but it's very intense. Okay. So the overall energy of the night, we have the Daughter of Cups. In the headspace, we have the 10 of Wands. This has come out like crazy lately. Heart space, 7 of Cups. Lots of choices right now. Lots of choices. The goal, we have the Father of Cups. Where to focus is on the Hermit. The lesson here is the Son of Swords. The action, we have the Emperor. The blocks, or what to avoid, is the Mother of Swords. And the outcome is the Temperance card. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? Healing energy here on Christmas. Bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Swords. Now, as you guys can see, this card is a little bit bent. And I am so meticulous with my cards. When I pulled it out of the box, this card was like bent over. And I was like, that's weird. Why did that happen? And I feel like right now, like what that 7 of Swords is that number one, this month, so much has come to light. So much has come to light. There's been, I feel like, a lot of revelation, like a lot of secrets have come out, like a lot of like final like endings to situations. Like a lot of people said, oh, like I found out the whole time they were cheating on me, or, you know, this and that, just like crazy things like that. And I feel like some of us, because there's like a lot of uncertainty right now with the 7 of Cups there, because there's that, it's like there's this wanting to pull away, okay? And we have the Hermit in the middle of the reading. Like, I definitely feel like a lot of you are just kind of wanting to stay with yourself and like understand things for yourself and not really give your energy away, and not really, it's like you're trying to figure everything out before you commit to any energy, or before you just like get so involved with something. And I feel like going forward into 2019, there is going to be kind of this like protective, you know, protecting myself, protecting my heart, protecting my energy, and not giving it away so freely. Okay. Because like you don't really know what the energy is of the people that you're encountering, or that other person that you're thinking about, or with your family members or with your coworkers. Like you don't really know. I feel like there, you know, is some anxiety around that. There is some conflict around that. And right now you're just more interested in pulling away to yourself and getting insight and clarity for yourself. Understanding that your guidance comes from within and above, and not from the external world. So the overall energy is the Daughter of Cups. Okay. So I feel like right now you're kind of like emotionally rebuilding. Like the foundation of which your emotions were standing on may have been broken or may have come down, or like I said, you may have found something out or realized something that made you say, okay, I need to go back to the emotional drawing board. I need to figure out always being protected, or how am I going to make sure that I'm always, upholding my boundaries. So I feel like the energy right now is I have to do something new emotionally. So with that being said, whenever you do something new, we have the 10 of Wands here. There are things that have to end. Naturally, with this being the end of the year, there's going to be a lot of cycles closing. For a lot of you, you may be wrapping up at a job, like leaving behind a job in this year, or you're leaving behind a certain mindset, or you may be leaving behind certain people. You may be just, releasing a burden from your life and saying, I'm not bringing that into 2019. Like that cannot be here. I don't want to experience that. I don't want to feel that. So I feel like right now, partially there is a weight coming off of you, but then there may also be like a great void underneath that. Or there might be like some pain or some emotions or some feelings underneath that. But with the Daughter of Cups here, I feel like this is saying, in order to never have this type of situation again, in order to not have these type of burdens in my life again, I need to do something different emotionally. I need to be more in charge of my emotions. I need to make sure that other people aren't controlling my emotions. I need to make sure that I have my boundaries in place, and I need to make sure that I have a way of checking in with myself so I know when I'm not, when I'm not in alignment. So I feel like that's kind of the energy right now, is there may have been difficult things that happened, but you're like, okay, how do I get out of this? How do I move forward? Now, in your heart space, we have the 7 of Cups. So there's lots of different choices right now. Like I said, when you have a new beginning and you have an ending, naturally you're going to have to choose to do things differently. And I feel like in your heart, there may be so many different options. Like specifically when it comes to love, it's like, am I going to stick around with that person? Do I want to continue, with that energy into the new year? Or do I want to ride solo? Do I want to be with someone else? Like, there's that choice. Some of you guys are choosing, like, do I want to stay in my job? Do I want to live in the same place? Lots and lots of decisions that need to be made. Lots and lots of decisions that need to be made. But there's also an abundance of choices too, and that's what makes it a little bit difficult. The key here, the goal here is the Father of Cups. You want to make decisions and make choices that are going to be emotionally satisfying for you. Okay? Taking the logical route, taking the realistic route doesn't serve you emotionally. Okay? It may serve you financially. Okay, it probably will likely serve you financially. It might be the smart thing to do. But I think what a lot of us learned this year is that sometimes having peace and having sanity is more important than having, a huge paycheck. Like, we can sacrifice some things for ourselves. It's more important for you to emotionally take care of yourself than it is to just do something because it's what other people would want you to do, or it's, what the right thing is to do by society's standards. It's about listening to yourself. That's the change that's happening, this year, is that You're leading with your heart, but in a very strong way. That's the goal. Lead with your heart, but in a very strong way. Now, where to focus right now is the Hermit. So like I said, your external world does not have the answers. Does not have the answers. Okay? Your answers are coming from within and they're coming from above. Like some of you may listen to like a lot of different tarot readers, or maybe you're into astrology too. You may listen to like a lot of people, but lately you may have been finding, I don't really resonate with that reading, or I'm not really resonating with that person's energy, or you know, I just want to, pull away right now. Some of you may be feeling that. And that's okay. Like that is perfectly okay. Right now is a time to gather yourself from within. No one's going to be able to make a better choice than you. Okay? Because you're the one that has to live with that choice. You're the one that has to live with that decision. You're the one that has to experience those emotions. So it's better for you to spend this time sitting with your emotions than, trying to ask other people for their opinion and, looking for the answer outside of you. The people who are going to really benefit right now in this cycle are the ones who are going to allow that guidance to come to them. Okay. So the lesson here, like what you have to learn is a Son of Swords. Like don't jump too quickly into things. Don't just, spread your energy too thin and just be like so dead set on something and just go for that. Like this is really a cycle to take a step back. Really take a step back, slow things down. Like the Hermit is literally a turtle. Right? And look at this owl, he's like going for the kill. Like right now it's not time to go for the kill. Right now is a time to reflect. Right now is a time to listen within. That is where your strength comes from. That is where your strength comes from not just spreading your energy everywhere, but by planting yourself. Plant yourself, get grounded. Allow yourself to grow into something. So you want to make power plays right now. So focus on the quality of what you're doing, not necessarily the quantity. Make strong, stable choices. Choices that are emotionally sit well with you and are going to give you stability for the long run. Now, what to avoid or what you don't want to do, what you want to just stay away from is the Mother of Swords. So like I said, I know a lot of you guys have been hurt. I know a lot of you guys have been through some stuff. I get it. Trust me, I know. But you don't want to become bitter. You don't want to become salty. You don't want to be angry. You don't want to project your hurt and your pain at other people or in other situations. Okay, because the Mother of Swords, she's very strong and she's very direct and she's very honest, but she's like that because she's been hurt in the past. So you don't want to have your defenses up. You want to keep yourself open and receptive and kind and generous and graceful. Avoid people as well. Avoid people who have this type of attitude as well. And like I said, I've been feeling this from certain people, them clearly projecting fear or, just trying to like get people's hopes down because they've obviously gone through something. They've obviously like felt something. You don't have to subject yourself to that. Or don't let yourself be scared out of something or let your vibration be ruined, from someone who's in this energy, someone who's like out to hurt people or someone who's like out to like someone who wants to, yeah, like just kind of like have you join their pity party. Like you don't need to join anyone's pity party, or you don't need to like feel that like what you're doing is, you know, not right because it doesn't line up with what someone else is going through. Okay. So just be very, very, very careful about that. Like that can definitely like deter you and get you off track and prevent you from making a proper decision. So the outcome of this cycle, ultimately what you are getting out of this is the Temperance card. You're healing. You're healing. The Hermit and the Temperance card come out for me very often because they are very, very, very similar energies. The Hermit is in the shell to protect itself, but it's also it's immersed within itself. So it's listening to what's going on, you know, listening to what's going on inside of your head, listening to what's going on inside of your heart. And sometimes when you just take a second to do that, you will find the core root of the problems, of the issues. Okay. So take some time out for yourselves. If you can take time away, that is where that healing is going to come from. And, you know, I tried to do a reading while I was away on vacation. I tried to put out videos while I was away on vacation. And I'm telling you, divine intervention took over and I like wasn't able to do anything because I needed to just sit in my energy. I needed to just sit in my room and sit by myself and face my thoughts. And that is a lot harder, especially if you're like an Aries. That is a lot harder to do than it is to say. But, you know, you just come out of it very refreshed and like a phoenix, you know, like a phoenix. Sometimes you have to just kind of burn everything down, you know, let everything out to rise up again. Okay. All right. So I'm going to jump in the chat and just see if there's anything that I need to respond to, and then we'll reset for the love reading. Yeah, lots of beautiful comments in here. Lots of beautiful comments. Yep, self-love is so important. Divine timing is key. Yep. Marla said the full moon brought it on. It sure did. It sure did. But it definitely, you know, it brought out what needed to be brought out. Bri ML said the full moon drained her. Full moon in Cancer, the winter solstice drained me. Yeah. Feeling sick. I hope that you feel better. Yeah, if anyone's feeling drained or tired or anything right now, the best thing you can do is just take a break. Just relax. Amber stood up for herself. Good for you, girl. Marla said it's not an easy path, but once you decide it gets better on the other side, keep the faith. Amen. All right, so lots of beautiful comments in there, lots of beautiful people in there. Again, thank you guys all so much for being here tonight and sharing your energy and sharing your stories with each other. That really is amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to reset and we're going to get ready for the love reading. All right, so We are going to get started with the love reading, but before we start, I did just want to say, just really quickly, just because of the type of comments that I've been getting and, the energy, is just to always remember, focus on what you feel, not what you see. Okay? Be realistic. Be realistic. Honor yourself, but don't allow what you see this person doing to affect you negatively. Okay? Understand that the same way the universe has your back, the universe has their back too. The universe is doing things that, they need too. And sometimes, people need to experience things before they can come together. Okay? So just remember, your happiness or your answers are not found in this other person. You can look at them for kind of like to teach or guide you, but very limitedly, very limitedly. They are not, remember that, okay? So let's see what the love energy is tonight here on Christmas, okay? All right, so most important love messages tonight on Christmas. What does everyone need to know? Does everyone need to hear? Most important messages. All right, so I'm going to start with a quick spread for that other person just to kind of get a greater idea of where they're at and what they're going through, okay? So their overall energy, we have the 10 of Swords. What's going on in their head? We have the 4 of Cups. What's going on in their heart? We have the 2 of Swords. And this is separate from you. This is just them, okay? Their external environment, what's going on around them, the people around them, we have the 6 of Coins. And then the outcome of the cycle that they're in is the Ace of Wands. So this person is definitely going through a very transformative cycle. Bottom of the deck for them is the 5 of Wands. So there is a lot of conflict as far as they are concerned, okay? If you're not talking to this person, if you're not in communication with this person, it's because there's a lot going on with them, okay? And one thing that I want to say really quickly is that, when you truly are in a state of unconditional love, when you truly are in a state of forgiveness, you can have compassion and can understand why this person is going through this. If you're still at a point where you're pointing the finger and you're blaming and you're shaming them, then that could be a reason why things aren't working out with them. That could be a reason why things aren't panning out with them. Because the energy that you are sending off, and remember, your energy, your vibes speak way louder than your words. That could be pushing them or forcing them away from you. Because the same way that God is protecting you, God's also protecting them. Okay, so if you're not in the right place, and they come towards you and you give the wrong energy towards them, that can be very damaging to them, okay? Because you know what? We all are souls on this planet having an experience, healing and growing. None of us are perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. And this person is no different, okay? So they've got a lot going on. There's a lot of conflict. You can see it in their cards here. They have the 10 of Swords as their overall energy with swords in their back. This person definitely is ending a huge cycle. Huge, huge, huge cycle. I feel like a very painful cycle, a very chaotic cycle, and a cycle that is leaving them, look at this, on the floor, in the dark, okay, not knowing how to cope emotionally or trying to figure out how to cope emotionally with what is going on, trying to get their head and their heart on the same page. And they have the Two of Swords in their heart space. So they're trying to make choices. They're trying to make decisions just like you. Just like you had the Seven of Cups in your heart space, they have the Two of Swords. Both two cups of having to make a decision, having to make choices. But look at the energy, having to make a choice when things are chaotic and ending. So that's a pretty difficult position, a very, very difficult spot to be in. Okay. So externally around them, they have the Six of Cups. So they're trying to make sure that everything around them has an equal give and take. It's likely that they have been in a situation where things were not equal. There wasn't an equal give and take. Like some of these people, you know, they could be at a job where they're working a lot of hours and they're really loyal and they're really dedicated, and maybe the job's not paying them very well. Or maybe they're spending so much time, they're putting in so much effort, and they don't have enough time to give to themselves, to care for themselves, to cook healthy meals for themselves, or get themselves to the gym, or have a proper amount of sleep. You know, so they're trying to put things into balance. That could be a lot of what the choices are, is choosing, okay, do I want to keep doing this thing that makes me feel unbalanced? Because again, maybe it provides them with a really good salary. Or maybe it's just like all they have, or, you know, whatever the situation is for them. But do I want to keep doing that? And vice versa, like if there's any body around them, if there's friends or family, or if they have another person. I know some of you guys have multiple people in your situations, okay? Take it as it resonates. Don't try to make anything, you know, fit in your situation if it doesn't fit. But they just want to make sure that everything around them is equal. Like the same way that you're protecting your energy, the same way that you are, you know, trying to emotionally cope and figure things out, that's the same exact thing that they're doing. The beautiful thing about this cycle is that they come out the Ace of Wands. So once they're able to work through this chaos, once they're able to work through and make these choices and get everything in order, they get a new idea for something. There's something that they want to initiate. There's something that they want to add and do, or something that, like, some of them might say, you know what, I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to do a completely new job, or I'm going to have a completely new outlook or a completely new mindset going into 2019. Okay. So that's them separate from you. That's where they are at. Okay. So let's see where they're at in relationship with you. Okay. Okay, so most important messages in love. Most important messages. Okay, we just had the Strength card come out. Big message for tonight. Six of Coins and the Four of Cups. Okay, so those are two cards that we've already seen. So those definitely have a lot of weight. All right, so your overall energy, we have the Fountain card. How you're thinking about them, we have the Fool. How you feel about them, we have the Star. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius. How you feel about the connection, we have the Seven of Coins. The challenge for you is the King of Coins. Okay. So for them, overall, we have the Knight of Cups. How they are thinking about you, we have the Knight of Swords. How they feel about you, we have the Empress. How they feel about the connection, we have the Three of Wands. And the challenge for them is the Eight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. So, like I've been saying in a lot of my readings, like a lot of you guys have been working at this connection for a long time, learning through this connection, growing through this connection for a very long time. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And that is going to continue. Like it is going to continue. And I feel like for a lot of us, we've hit a point where we realize, okay, wow, there's a lot more work to be done. Like a lot of people may have thought like, okay, like we're here. I feel like coming. It's around the corner. And some of you may have found out like, no, it's not just around the corner. Like, no, like maybe I haven't completely, done everything I need to do, or maybe they haven't done everything that they need to do. Maybe there's still some like lingering issues, some big things that are preventing you from really going forward and going through with this. Okay. And it could be on one side, both sides, but likely it's on both sides. Okay. This also could be saying that work is a priority. Like work may be a priority for you. Work may be a priority for them. And that's not a bad thing. Like work being someone's priority is not bad, especially if it's going to like increase the quality of that person's life, or it's going to ultimately increase the quality of your life together, as long as it's not obsessive or coming from a workaholic state, or, something that you are both doing to avoid the real issues or to ignore what's really going on. Okay. So your overall energy is the Fountain card. Okay. So you have come full circle. Like it's very likely that this holiday season, it's like you've been able to tie everything together. You understand everything so much more. You're understanding everything that we've talked about: faith, strength, surrender, divine timing. And just jumping ahead into the way that they feel about the connection, they have the Empress. So I feel like they can sense that in you. They can sense that you're just kind of like, okay, I'm sitting back. Okay. I'm just being, I'm just allowing, I'm just sitting in whatever energy is put in front of me. I'm not chasing. I'm not expecting a certain outcome. I'm not, necessarily looking for anything else. I'm just doing what it is that I need to do for me right now. And that's a very, very beautiful place to be. For them, we have the Knight of Cups. So like we saw in the last spread, their headspace is the Four of Cups. Okay, so they're trying to emotionally reconcile with themselves, trying to do introspection, trying to navigate that side of them, okay? They have the Knight of Cups, so it's a little bit more of an immature energy, likely not at a point where they fully understand and can fully embrace their emotions, but they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure it out. Everyone. That's just natural. At the end of the year, we're all reflecting. We're all looking back at the year that has passed. We're looking back at what happened, what didn't happen. Okay. And we're trying to figure out, or they specifically are trying to figure out, like, where am I at emotionally? What do I need emotionally? How am I responding to things emotionally? And this may be big for them. They may not be someone that normally does that. So this is really good. Now, the way that they are thinking about you, we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so some of them may be thinking about just kind of like coming at you, rushing forward, trying to talk to you, trying to say something to you, especially because it's Christmas. They may have like shot you a text or something, but they may not have had anything to really like back it up. They may not have said a lot. They may not have, um, like, there may not have been like a lot of substance to the conversation because, again, it's a knight. So it's still immature, it's still learning. And remember, this was the challenge. This was the challenge, was not to rush into things. So they might have come at you with that, or some of them were just thinking about that. Some of them were probably able to say, you know what, I have really nothing of substance to say. I just want to reach out just to reach out, and that's not okay. Because I also feel like this person does have your best interest at heart. Like, sometimes someone not contacting you is not because they're leaving you out in the cold, not because they don't want to talk to you. It's because they know that it could be a nuisance to you. It can make you feel like something's going to happen when it's really not, or it's going to get you off track. Like, maybe you're doing really, really well by yourself and they don't want you to get off track. Okay. Like, you have to understand that this person also has your best interest at heart as well. And you also have to remember that you are being protected. So if this person like contacting you and not having anything to say is going to upset you more than it's going to help you, then the universe is going to protect you from that. So some of you may have experienced this, and we'll talk about this Eight of Wands here in their challenge. Some of you may not have experienced it, and it was because that was the best thing to happen, but they are still thinking about moving toward you in some way from their energy. Like, you are doing something totally new. Okay? Some of you may have like new plans, or you're going to be on the whole new year, new me thing. Like, you may have a goal that you're working toward, or something that you are focused on. Like, you're all about the new. Like, whatever happened in the past, I feel like you're leaving it in the past. Like, you're not chasing them. That's the thing. That's the main thing that I feel from this energy. Like, they may be chasing you or trying to get to you or rushing towards you, but you're like, I'm doing my own thing, or I'm excited about this. Like, I'm not going to engage in your energy until it's right. And like, energetically, you will know when it's right, and the universe will lead you to that time when it is right. But I feel like right now you're kind of just enjoying your own energy. You're enjoying your own energy. You're enjoying moving forward on what it is that you want to move forward. And for some of you, the dynamic may have been changed. Maybe you were chasing them a lot this year. Or maybe you did chase them a lot in the past. And I feel like as you loosen up, as you sit into the energy of surrender, as you have faith and strength, that attracts this person to you even more. Okay? So, how you're feeling about them, we have the Star. So like we've talked about, it's up to the universe. You're turning that stress and that worry and that anxiety and the fear and the negative feeling, you're not carrying that anymore. Like, it's done. Doesn't mean you don't care about them. Doesn't mean you don't want them. Doesn't mean you don't want a future with them. But you understand that this is out of your control. There's too many variables that you have no control over. Like, you have no control over like anything with them. You can't make them contact you. You can't make them want to be with you, or leave that other situation there, and you have no control over it, and you're like, I get it, I get it. Like, I get it. I understand. I understand. Again, the fountain energy is just being, just chilling, just relaxing, not forcing anything. And with that being said, how they feel about you, we have the Empress. Like, they definitely feel that. They feel your energy cooling down. They feel you just kind of relaxing and being receptive. That's catching their energy's attention. And that, for some of you, you being in this whatever happens, happens position is making them wake up and go, oh crap, you know, I need to get myself together. There's things that I need to do. There's decisions that I need to make. There's challenges that I'm facing. Because guess what? When you're open to what the universe has to you and you're not attached to the outcome, other things can come to you. Other people can come to you. And this person knows that. They know that. And a lot of the readings for this half of the month were like, they know they could lose you. They know that, they're afraid you're going to move forward. Like, some of them genuinely are. Like, some of them definitely understand that you're a catch. That anyone would be happy to be with you. They would be so lucky to be with you, and that you give amazing love. They're starting to get that. They're starting to understand that. They're starting to understand that they're not the only one that could potentially have you. And I'm not saying that that you're looking, again, because the fountain card, star, you're not looking. You could be, but it's just that they know that other people can be attracted to you and can be with you. And that can be threatening. Okay, so they definitely feel you. If you're sitting in a more feminine energy, if you're receptive and just receiving, they know, they feel it. Okay. For you, you understand and you realize that this connection, it's a lot to think about. Like, with you being in this open, receptive place, open to what the universe brings to you, you've got options, you've got choices. You had the 7 of Cups in your heart space. Like I said, you can keep doing whatever you're doing with this person. You can disengage from that energy and be involved with someone else if you want to. You can go and be single. You can focus on your career. You could focus on your goals. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. This person does not have the control over you that maybe they did previously, or maybe you thought that they did and now you're realizing, like, I've really got more control than I thought. Maybe you're waking up and you're realizing that you've always had the power within you. So now you've got a decision to make. Now you've got choices to make. Okay? For them, 3 of Wands. Okay? They know that for the two of you to have some type of future together, that it's going to require work. It's going to require planning, okay? And the one thing that I always talk about, especially if you're in Rising community, is about vision. Vision, vision, vision. That is so important. If you and this person don't share the same vision, then you're not going to be walking in the same direction. It's just that simple. Like, if you're going to college for marketing and another person's going to college for medicine, well, guess what? You don't share the same vision. It's the same thing here. Like, this person's trying to figure out, like, what's the vision? What's the vision? Where is this going? And what would it take to do that? Like, they're stepping more into a masculine role. As you step into more of a feminine role of just relaxing and just receiving and just going with the flow, that activates them to go into a more masculine role of, okay, like I have to start doing, I have to start planning, I have to start taking action. And for you, the challenge for you in the cycle is the King of Coins. Okay, is the King of Coins. So right now, it's just about focusing on your stability. That's it. Your stability, not their stability, not what they're doing, not what they're not doing, on your stability, where you're at. Focusing on your finances. A lot of people have said, this year I'm focusing on my finances. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, making sure you have things in order, making sure your, accounts are all in order and you've got a budget and, things are just running smoothly for you financially and you're working on getting your debt down or paying off your credit cards or your student loans, whatever that is. That's the main focus right now. Because ultimately, with you and this person, your visions may align and you're going to need to be ready. And that can be holding you back. If you're not ready, that could be a reason why you and this person aren't talking or not in communication, because if you were, that would become a problem. So the universe is saying, like, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. Like, let me help you with your stability. Let me help you get your finance in order. Let me help you. Okay, and it's about allowing the universe to help you with that. And if you're needing help, you're needing resources, needing someone to talk to you, check out Rising Community, check out my private coaching group. It is all about working on yourself, getting yourself together. Okay, so that is a big focus for you going into the year. Now their challenge is the Eight of Wands. Their challenge is communication. Like I said, for some of you, they may have texted you today, Merry Christmas, maybe a couple more texts, and maybe it just died off. Maybe it didn't turn into anything. Because like I talked about here with the Knight of Swords, they may want to rush in because some of them may realize that they need to. But again, there's not a lot of backing. There's not a lot of substance. Like, it's not coming from a really strong, rooted, grounded place yet. Okay? They're working on it. Have patience with them. The Empress energy, feminine energy, is very patient. It's not waiting. It's not like it's waiting for them, but it's definitely patient. So this person's trying to figure out their voice. Some of them may have been in situations in the past, like past relationships, where they didn't have a voice. They couldn't speak up. They couldn't say anything. Or maybe if they said something, it was always wrong. Or, that person just shot them down or reacted negatively towards them. And maybe they're still working through that. That could be some of the challenges and the blocks that they're having to face. So that's this person's deal right now. Like, they likely want to talk to you, but they don't know what to say, or they don't know how to say it. They don't know how to verbalize it. Oops. Okay, so let's pull some action cards. What to do and what to expect from them and the outcome. All right, so most important messages. All right, so the next steps for you, the action for you to take, is the Devil. Some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn. And the outcome for you, we have the Hanged Man. For them, the next steps that they're going to take or want to take, we have the Three of Cups. And the outcome for them is the Nine of Coins. So bottom of the deck, Nine of Wands again. Nine of Wands again. There's still more work to be done. And I know you might be tired. And I know you might be tired of hearing that. And you might be like, when is this all going to end and come together? But that's where you're at. That's where you guys are at, plain and simple. Now, for you, we have the Devil card. Okay. So what could be holding you back from focusing on your finances is you might have some type of habit or like tendency that is preventing you from working on this. Like some of you may be like emotional shoppers, or you may be like spend emotionally. You spend your money very emotionally. Oh, I'm upset. You buy something, or oh, I'm happy. You buy something. That might be something to look at. That might be something to work on. In the outcome, we have the Hanged Man. So I feel like you are able to let go of some type of tendency that might be holding you back. Okay. You might have some type of situation that you're drawn to that is preventing you from focusing on what you really need to focus on. Like there may be some external thing in your life that takes your energy away, that you're tied to. Or maybe you're just kind of like really tied and bound to your job. Or, maybe there's just something with this Devil energy here. There's something. Okay, I look just like down. Darcy said emotional shopper, nail on the head. Yeah. Like there's something that's preventing you. And I'm going to guess that a lot of you in the room tonight are women. For women, money is very emotional for us. Women have a very strong emotional attachment to money. We're not like typically the type of people that invest and things like this. We're more of like, oh, what do we need to buy for the house? What do we need to buy for the family? What do we need to, we're looking out for other people. We're looking out for everyone, or we're buying things because it's going to make, us happy, or we're buying things to, we're just buying things because we think it's going to make us happy, or it's going to fill a void for us. Be very careful of that, especially around the holiday time, like emotional shopping, shopping to fill a void, or even emotional eating. Like there's lots of cupcakes and cake and lots of food and stuff around, but make sure you're not overindulging because you're upset about something or you're trying to cover something up, okay? There's a really good video. There's a TED Talk. There's several TED Talks. Just type it in YouTube, TED Talk, women and money, or women and emotions, or money and emotions, and they will come up and it'll really explain the psychology of why we tend to spend our money on things that, we think are going to make us happy. All right. But like I said, with the Hanged Man here, you're too attached. I can't even pick these cards up. Just being too attached to their energy and focusing too much on them. Okay. And again, this Hanged Man is not like you have to let this person go, but some of you may be so attached to what's going to happen with them. Where are we at with them? Like that may really affect your energy. Like if something goes wrong with them or you don't hear from them, maybe you kind of allow that to, take your whole day in another direction, or, and it doesn't have to be negative. You might get like really happy about something and it prevents you from doing what you need to do. It prevents you from working on your stability. Okay. So that's something very important to look out for right now. Don't allow yourself to be drawn away from what you need to do. Like that should be priority number one, is what is going to get me in a better financial position, or what's going to bring me more stability in my life, and blocking out and letting go of anything that's detracting you from that. Okay. All right. For them, they have the 3 of Cups. So take this how it resonates. It's going to resonate differently with everyone here tonight because we all have different situations. Okay. But for them right now, some of the choices that they're having to make is they might be having to choose between you and another person. Okay. with the Eight of Wands here, that might be something blocking their communication. There might be another person in the picture. And I feel like if there is another person in the picture, you'll know about this. It's not like anything new. Like you're very aware. Okay. For some of them, this person, this may have been like a past relationship. Maybe you met very soon after they got out of that relationship, or maybe they were getting out of it and you met them. And that person is still playing some type of role, still playing some type of influence. Like I said before, this person may have been in a situation where everything they did was wrong, or they could never get a word in, or everything was always their fault, or it was just like a really, really difficult situation for them. And they're still not like healed from that. They're still not, able to talk about that yet. Okay. But the good news here is the outcome for them is the Nine of Coins. So they do develop some independence for themselves. So if this person is in another situation, like if some of your people are married, some of them are in another relationship, some of them are living with someone else, some of them just maybe dating someone else, okay, or getting out of a relationship with someone else, but that energy of that person is still around. It's still there, especially that it's the holiday time, okay? Like that person's energy is still there. That could be the choice. That could be the choice that came up for them. Trying to choose. Am I going to hang on to that old energy? Am I going to go with something new? For some of you, this Three of Cups is not a person. It's a situation. This person, like I said, may be really invested in work. And it's, am I going to focus on my work and my career? Or am I going to prioritize relationships this year? However that resonates for you, this person does choose independence, okay? They're going to distance themselves from the whole situation. They're going to be finding stability or enjoying their stability on their own. And that may be very necessary for them in this cycle, okay? Because if this person is involved with a bunch of other things right now, okay, if this person is involved in a bunch of other things right now, before they can go into anything else, they need to cut ties with all of that energy. The worst position to be in, the worst situation to be in is this. You don't want to be in this situation. And people need time to detoxify themselves from the energy that they encounter in these situations. It's not just about, oh, this happened with this person, it was terrible, horrible. Okay. But you need time to say, okay, that happened to me. That wasn't pleasant. I didn't like it. But this person needs to sit back and think, how did I contribute to the situation? Because so many times people message me and they're like, oh, they're with this other person and they said that person was crazy and they're so terrible. And let's be honest here. It's 50-50. But a lot of people don't own up to their side of things. Okay? That may be true. That person may be crazy. But what did this person do to make them act that way? Or what didn't they do? I would like to believe that most people are pretty good unless they're messed with in some way, unless, obviously something is out of alignment. And if it's a relationship, that's two people and that's both people's responsibilities. Okay. Like if this person doesn't take responsibility, if they're like, oh, that person did this and, whatever, and they can't humble themselves enough to say, yeah, and this is my problem, or this is what I need to work on, or this is, you know, this is how I contributed to that. Because maybe that person was crazy, but maybe this person wasn't giving them any attention, you know? Okay, well, that's a problem. Like, that's something that this person needs to work on. And you can more effectively work on your problems alone. For some of you, you're going to be letting go, okay, with the devil, hanged man, letting go of your attachment to this person because, like we've talked about, this could be the most protective thing for you. Yes, you may have an amazing connection with this person. They may be amazing, everything you want. They're so awesome, yada, yada. You guys are just so good together. But if they've got this energy still attached to them and there's no room for your energy, they need to cut ties with that other energy. And this could be, even if it's work, if they're so wrapped up in their work, where is there any room for you? If they're getting all of their pleasure and their love and their success and then their recognition, their respect from work, where is there room for you to do that? You see what I mean? Like, if something isn't working out, it's likely because this person needs to separate and cut ties with something. They need to get away from this energy and move into this energy. And I feel like it's not until they're in this energy where they're self-sufficient and functioning on their own that they're going to be able to communicate with you. Okay? So just to recap, just to overview all of that, you definitely have found yourself, or you found a very important piece of yourself, and you're moving towards yourself. Look at where the Fool's going. To yourself. Coming into union with yourself. Being in alignment with yourself. And as you move towards yourself, this person is running towards you. They know that you're adapting this more Empress energy. They know that things need to be worked on. They need to figure out their emotions. And this is leaving you in a position where you get to choose what you want to do here. What's going to be best for you. And what's best for you right now is to focus on your stability. Focus on your stability and cut ties with things that are taking stability away from you. Or cut ties with this person if they're not in a position to serve you. Okay? They are attached to some type of energy. Could be a person, could be work, could be their family, could be their friends. Like, maybe they're just in a stage of life where they just want to party and be with their friends, which is fine. Let them get that out of their system. Remember, this is their journey too. This is their life too. Their soul needs to have experiences too. Either way, doesn't matter. They are attached to something or someone. And they're needing to free themselves from it. Okay? So let's pull some oracle cards. So, most important message for the person watching this video. Okay. It says, give your relationship a chance. Okay. Work on your partnership. We're going to talk about that in a second. A message for them. What they would need to know. Okay, we just had separation just fly out. And for the connection. We have, it is safe for you to love. So, For you, we have give your relationship a chance. Okay. A lot of people lately I've been noticing are like, I'm done. I'm moving on from this. I'm not dealing with this. I can't, blah, blah, blah. And some of that is legitimate. Okay. Some of that is legitimate. Some of you really have some things that you do need to just like not tolerate and stand up for yourself and not deal with. But also do know that you play a part in that too. If someone's doing all these things to you and they're so terrible and they're treating you so terribly, well, you're allowing it. You're allowing that energy to penetrate your energy field in some way. So let's figure out why. Let's figure out why. Let's work on why. So giving the partnership a chance is not saying, okay, you got to tolerate this person's behavior. No, it's saying, what can you do to work on that or to figure out how can we better that? How can we prevent that from happening? Okay, so don't just toss it away, throw it away, not think about it. Let's figure out your side. Like I talked about here with this 3 of Cups, like they could be giving you this whole speech. Oh, this person's crazy. They're doing this. I'm leaving them, yada, yada. I want nothing to do with that. Well, what are they doing? Like, what are they, like, what's their side? Do you see what I mean? Do you see how it works both ways? Like, we all play a role in this. Like, you can only be hurt by someone or only feel this way about someone if you let them. And if it's detrimental to you, if it's hurting you, let's figure out why. Let's dive deeper into why, or that's something to think about tonight as moving forward. Why does that happen? Or why do I feel that way? Okay, so don't give up. Definitely don't give up. Like I said, focus on what you feel, not what you see. But it's time to make changes. Okay. Like we talked about with the Fool, you're working on yourself. You're no longer like blame shifting or looking outside of yourself. You're like, how can I be the best version of me that I can be? Okay. Now, for them, we have separation. So a lot of you are identifying as you move towards yourself that this person is not where you need them to be. They're not who you need them to be. They're just now finally doing some type of action. Like they haven't fully embraced this emperor energy yet. I'm going to take control. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, take the protector, the provider role. Like they're not there yet. They're still stuck in something else or someone else. So the two of you may be taking some time apart. You may already be apart or in no communication, but I feel like now the no communication is going to be very purposeful, very meaningful. Like you need to go do you. Like I will not be involved with this type of energy. You need to go and get your independence. You need to be like, you need to have your own place. You need to have a job. You need to have a car. You need to have money. Like you need to be a fully functioning individual person who's not seeking outside of yourself. Okay. For a lot of you, especially if this person is single, like this person is single and maybe they're like, dating other people or, you're like an option to them. What you have to understand is all the other people that they're dating with or when they're going out, they're seeking attention. They're seeking validation. They're trying to feel more. You may have to be the one to say, I'm going to let this go so you can go and work on yourself, so you can go and get yourself together while I focus on my stability. Like I said here, it's like they are chasing you. They're chasing you. They're trying to get where you're at. They're trying to be on the level that you're at. They see the maturity that you have. They see the strength and the grace and the courage and the faith and the surrender that you have. And trust me, being in a state of surrender and trusting the universe and trusting God takes a lot of strength. And that may be strength that they don't have. This person may not believe in all this like spirituality, religion stuff, okay? Because they're so still very stuck in their ego. So to see that you are beyond that is very powerful, and they're going to try to figure out how do I get that? Like how can I be like you? So sometimes you have to separate your energy from someone so that they can miss you, so that they can long for you. A lot of you, you're not giving this person enough space away from you to miss you or to chase you. You have to chase someone, there has to be distance between you, right? Like you can't be chasing someone and you're right here. You've got to be a little bit over here. They have to be a little bit behind here. And you have to be forward moving and they have to follow you. Do you see how that works? So separation is not a bad thing. It's actually a beautiful gift. But you have to have faith. You have to, have strength. You have to surrender to the process. The final card is it's safe for you to love. So ultimately where this problem comes from or why you guys are in this cycle is because you both have some type of fear when it comes to love. Like you may have an avoidant attachment style. You may have an anxious attachment style. Okay. You may have been burned in the past. You may have been cheated on. You may have been abused. You may have opened up in the past and it wasn't reciprocated. Okay. There's some type of pain that you have encountered. There's something that you're scared of. And same thing for them. There's something that they've encountered. They maybe trusted someone and it wasn't reciprocated. Or the one time they opened their heart, it was shot down. Okay. Like you're both fearful. You're both afraid. So that's something that you both need to work on individually. Like this person cannot make you get rid of your fear of love or of trust or of opening up. Or if you had some personal trauma that happened in your life, this person cannot fix that. Only you can fix that. Only you can come to peace with that. Vice versa. If they've had something, if they have some insecurity, if they have, some trauma that they've experienced, you cannot heal them. You can guide them, you can lead them, you can show them the way, you can show them how to be strong, you can show them how to be faithful, you can show them the way, but they have to do it themselves. Ultimately, you have to both overcome this fear on your own, okay? So let's pull a message from them to you and you to them, and then a final card. Okay, so a message from them to you. We have unrequited love. Okay, a message from you to them. We just had you deserve love. And the final message. We have chemistry, okay? So the message from them to you is unrequited love, okay? So right now, whatever they have going on in their life, whatever this 3 of Cups situation is pulling away, is taking away from what they have to give to you, okay? Or all the conflict and the drama and the choices that they're going through, is pulling their energy, it's not putting them in the position to be able to pursue you properly. Like I said here with this 9 of Swords, some of them may be contacting you, they may be coming forward, but it doesn't mean that it's in the same way or coming from the same place or the same level of where you're at. That's very important. It's not just enough that this person talks to you or whatever. They have to be on your level for this to pan out properly, for this to be like a real thing. Okay. Like, so right now they're not in a position to do that. And that's fine because what? You have faith that everything's going to work out in divine timing when it's meant to be. Okay, you're chilling. You found yourself. You have yourself. You have that and you know the universe has your back. You're not worried. Okay, you're not worried about that. It's not your top priority. You know your top priority is you. It's focusing on you. You don't want to be involved in this 3 of Cups situation. You know, you don't want to be in that. You know, so have the strength to step away or to realize this is not serving me or this is not self-love. Me pitting myself against another person or pitting myself against another situation is not self-love. Okay. From you to them, you would want them to know you deserve love. For a lot of these people, they deal with insecurities. On the outside, they may look, you know, really good. They may have a good job. They may have money. You know, they may look like all of that on the outside, or they put up that front. Okay, we had the deception card come out recently. Like, they may have like this deceptive energy where people think they're like perfect and they're really great and people put them on a pedestal. And really what's underneath that is insecurity, is pain, is doubt, is fear, is voids, them not feeling worthy, especially if this person is a man. Like if this is a man that we're talking about here, men often look very strong and secure, but on the inside they're very fragile. They can be very tender. They can deal with a lot of stuff on the inside. So what's beautiful about this card is that because you're in a loving, high vibrational place, you're not looking to cut them down. You want the best for them. You want them to know you deserve love. You're trying to build them up. And that's the thing. That's the difference here between high vibrational people and low vibrational people. High vibrational people want the best for everyone in all situations. Low vibrational people will send other people negative energy, bad vibes, you know, wishing them the worst, wanting them to experience, you know, revenge and things like that. If you're high vibe and you truly do love this person, you truly do care about this person, if this person is someone like they're just everything to you, you want the best for them. And that's where you're at, or that's where your higher self is at, is telling them that they deserve it. The final card is chemistry. Okay, so there is a strong magnetic attraction here. You may be feeling the strong, intense pull to them for some reason, and you may have no idea why. Your better self may know this isn't a good situation. This person isn't where I need them to be. They're involved in something else. But for some reason, you're still super drawn to them. So it's reciprocal. It's the same way. And I feel like on their side, it's your energy is kind of like guiding them out of something, like guiding them out of a situation. They may see you doing your thing by yourself and they're like, that's what I've got to get to. You may separate from them or say, not right now. And that inspires them to do better, to be better. So yes, if you're like, you know, oh, does this person even care about me? Yada, yada. Yeah, they do. But it's different between having a like a chemical bond with someone, like those like strong attachments to someone, versus being able to be in a healthy, functioning relationship. That's very different. And I'm sure a lot of you guys would want a healthy, functioning, thriving, mutually beneficial relationship. And for some of them, that's just not possible right now. So Self-love is saying, I know my standards. I know what I want. I know what I deserve. And I know what I expect from a partner. And if this person, even though I love them so much and I want the best for them, if they cannot be thriving with me, if they can't be the person who I need them to be, that's going to win in life with me, the person that's going to stand by my side, and we're going to help each other, we're going to support each other, and we're going to work on improving our lives together, we're going to build something together. If they're not there, then I'm going to respectfully and humbly and gracefully separate myself from that and allow you to have the opportunity to get yourself together. I'm not going to wait for you. I'll wish the best for you, but I'm going to move forward. I'm going to chase myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to fall in love with myself. I'm going to work on myself. And I will let the universe, I will let God do its work in your life, however long that takes. And I will let God and the universe work in my life, however long it takes and however that looks. Because that is what doing you looks like. That is what self-love looks like. Period. Okay? So that's the energy. That's the energy. I get it. A lot of you guys have been working at this for a very long time. And quite frankly, you are happy with where you're at. If you found yourself in this process, you are happy. But you also know the truth. You're not oblivious. Some of you may have been very naive in the past or believe the best in people. But now you get it. You understand. Okay? All right, so I'm going to pick all these up. I'm just going to hop in the chat really quick and just see kind of what the energy is, what the vibes are. I love that you guys have been talking so much. I love it. This is why I like to do this. Because I want you guys to have an opportunity to talk to other people who are likely going through the same exact thing that you are. Somebody's birthday in here. I don't know who, but happy birthday. Tasha said she only got 3 words today. Yeah. A lot of people are reaching out, but there's not a lot to back it. Just wanting to reach out to know if you're still there. And that's, it's not the best. Bri ML tried helping her friend this weekend, but she drained your energy. Yeah, it's a lot of people draining other people. Stacy says, give it all to God. Yes, hands out. Perfect. Marla says, hit the like button for Bri before you go. Thank you. Yes, please. All right, there's so many comments in here. I could spend so much time going through them. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Awesome. Okay, so I am going to open it up for questions. If you have like a specific question about like love or boundaries or things like that, okay? I will pull cards for people, as many as I can. Understand, I literally cannot do everyone. If you've had a card pulled with me before, give someone new an opportunity to have a card pulled. I don't want the same people to have a card every single time. I want to make it as fair as possible until I can like find a way. Like maybe I can have like you guys like make donations at or I will see like what I can do. All right. So I'm just gonna look in the chat. Amber said beautiful reading. Thank you so much. Thank you. TJ said setting boundaries have only been setting folks off. Yep, that's true. When you're taking care of yourself and if people know you of being a certain way or know that they can get something out of you and then they suddenly can't, that's going to be very upsetting for them. But you just have to stand in your own truth and your own power and your own knowing. Let's see. TJ, you're welcome. Happy holidays. You guys are so welcome. Bounce, my question is will someone solid and attractive come towards me? What about myself? Made money in 2018. That's a really in-depth question. Okay. Reach out to me privately and we'll talk about that. I'm happy that this reading helped you guys. I'm happy that it resonated. You guys are welcome. Okay, so P. Ellie, I will pull a card for you. Okay, I'm going to pull a Romance Angels card for you. So this is for P. Ellie. Okay, the card that just came out for you is Passion. So when this card comes out, what it's saying is that there may be something that is blocking you from fully expressing yourself, something that is blocking you from, just fully being who you are. If this like reading has been resonating with you, like maybe you've just been too attached to this person's energy and maybe you haven't been focusing on your own hobbies, on your things that you need to do. Maybe you're not living a life that you're passionate about. Maybe you're at a job that drains you. Maybe you have people around you who drain you. There's maybe a lot of like energy vampires or situations that are just not giving you an opportunity to be the fully vibrant and loving and person who you are. So make sure that you're filling your own cup, make sure that you're doing things that you love, and make sure you're vibrating that energy of passion out to everyone that you encounter. Okay. Darby says, not sure how much to separate from him. Can I get a card to know if I should end it entirely or just make myself less available? So I can tell you that off the bat, I will pull a card for you, but you just want to make yourself less available. So part of boundaries is everything that you do with someone else should be mutually beneficial. If something is going to suck more energy out of you than it's going to give to you, then that is an automatic boundary crossed. So if this person, you're super available for this person and they're not available to you in that same fashion that you're available to them, boundary has been crossed, like automatically right there. So yes, is evaluating your boundaries, making sure that you always have that equal give and take. There's always that flow. Okay. And if it drains you, like, you just politely don't encounter it. You just don't encounter it and you can't feel bad about that. Okay, so the card that comes out for Darby is New Love. So, it is possible, Darby, that there might be new love coming your way. There might be someone else that's going to spark your interest, something where you may have an opportunity to have a greater push and pull. And, as you kind of close your boundaries off and don't make yourself so available to that person, it's going to allow space for something new to come in. Like I was talking about, sitting in the Empress energy, feminine energy, receptive energy, you're not just going to be receptive to that one specific person. You're going to be receptive to everybody. That's going to be attractive to everybody. So what comes towards you might be really, really good. Okay. So if you already have the intuition, like maybe I should cut this off entirely, maybe Maybe that's your intuition telling you something. PL, so there's a girl who stalks me. Every time I approach her, she blocks or does something awful to me. So in that situation, there's a fear there. Like I talked about with that last card in the spread, like it's safe for you to love. She likely like wants to show you that she's interested, but as soon as you step forward to her, it pushes her back into her shell. So that's something she needs to work through. That's like her problem that she needs to work out. She's likely very afraid of opening her heart to love. Maybe she's been, hurt in the past, doesn't want to be too vulnerable. Okay. So just, you have to just protect yourself, make sure that you're putting up a boundary and just give her time, or make sure that your approach to her is welcoming, is kind, and you can be straight up and say, hey, it seems to be a pattern here that every time I approach you, you block me. Like, can you explain this to me? Can you help me out with this? And, just open up the conversation. Annette English, I feel like me and my person have a connection, but no communication. Advice. So with that, I would say, okay, yeah, like likely you and this person do have a connection if you feel it. But let's look at the communication. Is it on your end? Is it his end? Like, let's analyze that. Like, why? Let's look at yourself. Why is there no communication on your end? Are you waiting for him? Like, what's going on? I need more context in that question, but I need more context with that. But analyze yourself. Okay. Analyze yourself, analyze your side of it. What's stopping you from communicating? What's holding you back? Likely when there's no communication on both sides, it's not like one person's super open and the other person is like, like not. It's typically on both. So just something to look at. Amber would like a card. So this is for Amber Curtis. Most important message for Amber. Okay, so Amber, you had the new love card come out as well. So similar to the other person who I pulled a card for, you also may be having new love come your way too. Again, as you kind of let go of the attachment, as you kind of back away from the connection, you may start to attract other people into your life, other suitors, and not necessarily that these people are going to replace that person or are going to be like your forever person, but just people that are going to come in and you're going to say, okay, that's interesting, or that's interesting, or that person's cool. So just be like open and receptive to that. Again, doesn't mean like that other person's out, they're done. For some of you, maybe it just depends on your situation. But I feel like for you, there is something coming to you, or something that's trying to come into you. So remember, being receptive, being open, and understanding that that might be very important for your soul development. Okay, Kimberly. This card is for Kimberly Tompkins. Okay, we have children. So I don't know if you have children, okay, but if this could be affecting your love life. With your children could be affecting your love life, or your partner may have children. That's affecting their love life. It's affecting maybe the way that you guys can communicate with each other, or the time that you can spend with each other. If you don't have children, this is childhood issues are playing a role. There may be things that you do, an attachment style that you have, a pattern, a subconscious pattern that you have that you may not even be aware of, that you're acting in, that is preventing you from moving forward in this relationship. So do your best as this year closes up, as you do your reflection, to kind of look at this and analyze how is this coming into play. There's a lot of people that do like past life regression and stuff like that. That might be something good to look into or to think about doing. If it's not you, it's the other person. Like they may have some childhood issues that they're still working out that are subconsciously working in the connection. Okay. So I hope that that helps. Claudia said, this last month, I think I'm over with this connection from dealing with others that get in the way. If you can pull a card for me, it is appreciated. Okay. All right, most important message for Claudia. Most important message for Claudia. New love. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is the third time this card has come out. So Claudia, you know, you said that you're over this connection. There's likely someone new coming in for you. I feel like for a lot of you, there's going to be new people coming in. And if it's not necessarily new people coming in, it's new love for yourself. It's a new love for what you do. It's a new love for the process, new love for the journey. Okay, so, you know, this could be you opening up to something new and like finally letting go of that person or getting that full closure from that situation. Okay. Jessica Barella, no communication for a month, but we have the best connection. Could you please pull a card for me? I want to know if I should reach out to him or just let him come to me. Okay, this is for Jessica Barella. Okay, so Jessica, give your relationship a chance, just came out. So I think it depends on where you're at with this person. Again, like analyze why have we been in no communication? Who was the last to communicate? Like kind of think about the situation from a logical standpoint. As far as if you should reach out or they should reach out, I think depends on the energy. Like if you're more of a feminine energy and you want that person to take the lead more, then I think that you should just focus on your own energy and focus on being receptive and allow that person to come to you. If you are more action dominated, more masculine energy, then yeah, I think you should reach out to that person. But if you're going to reach out, just make sure there's no expectations. Make sure you understand where that other person is coming from. Because like we saw here in the spread, like they're definitely going through, if you resonate with it, a very challenging time. So you may not get the response that you're looking for. So if you're ready and prepared for whatever happens, go for it. But if you know it will break you or you're not going to be happy if you don't get a response or you know you're not going to be happy if it doesn't lead to anything, then just stay where you're at and just stick with you right now. Okay. But with give the relationship a chance, maybe right now it's just better to be patient with this person and just let them kind of work through what they need to work through. So I hope that helped. Okay. Let's see. You're welcome. For people I pulled a card for, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Claudia says, card, I just want to know if he'll be okay if I pull away. So that we don't even need a card for. Don't worry about him, period. Like, it's not your job to worry about him. It's not your job. No, like, you're not his mom. The universe has his back. He'll be okay. You know, you just have to focus on you. You can't be worried about other people and what they're going through. That's too much. You have way too much on your plate. You have your whole life to worry about. Too much to worry about other people. Let's see. Okay, Calypso, can you pull a card for me, please? I don't have a specific question, but I have been in hermit mode all 2018 and would love to know if movement is coming in the love department for 2019. Okay, so this is for Calypso. So, most important message for Calypso. Feel from the separation card is there may still be like a disconnect with the two sides of you. Like there may still be things that you need to bridge together and make whole in yourself before that is possible. Like if you've been in the hermit mode, I feel like coming out of that is going to be like the first step in like reintroducing yourself, getting back out there. Like that's kind of like the first hurdle to cross before there's going to be someone else, because you literally will attract what you are. So if you're in a hermit mode, it's very difficult to attract someone because your attracting partner would also be in the hermit mode, right? So like you have to get yourself back out there where you're receptive, where you're open, where you're happy and all of that, and you're going to attract someone who's also on that same page. So just focus on transitioning out of hermit mode, putting your life in the position that you want to be, where someone's going to come in. So position is very important. To have the love interest that you want, you need to be in the proper position. Okay, that's why we had the King of Coins in your challenge, because a lot of people out there are needing to get themselves in position, like financially, stability wise, maybe your living situation in order before you're going to attract someone that can like come in there. So I hope that helped. Claudia says, I still care because I know what he has suffered through. I don't want my pulling away completely to make him suffer more. I feel like he's my soulmate, but I want to cut him off cold turkey. Yeah. Like, that's totally normal. Of course, you have a heart, you feel feelings for him. Naturally, you're going to want what's best for him. But if he's dependent on your energy to hold him up, that's not okay. You're going to end up in a position where you're giving, 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 and that person's going to be taking, taking, taking. He needs to raise his energy up to where he can give to you, or there could be a very equal give and take. So if you intuitively already feel that that's going to break him, it's the hard thing to do, but that could be exactly what he needs to pull himself together. Maya, Bri, can you tell me if my female classmate's only around to see what she can get from me? If you already have that intuition, then that's likely what it is. You're likely feeling like your energy is being taken advantage of. With that, I'd say follow your intuition. Be kind to everyone. Always be kind, but if you feel like that, it likely is true. Okay? That's hard. That's a hard situation to be in, especially when it's in a school setting. But yeah, don't offer anything. If this person wants to be around you and you're not giving them anything and they stick around, then only give if you feel comfortable. If you feel like you're being taken advantage of, then don't give anything. Okay, TJ. Yes, I will pull a card for you. So this is for TJ. Past life relationship. Okay, so I'm not sure what the context of this is or the type of situation that you're in, but this likely is someone who you've known before. And with that being said, this person is likely here to teach you a very important lesson. As to whether or not this person will be in your life for the long term, we're not sure of, but that's probably likely the reason you feel so attached to them or they feel so attached to you because you understand that there's something that your souls need to get out of each other. Okay. So if that devil energy in the past spread was resonating with you, this likely is why. So this is kind of where more you want to focus on is what is this person teaching me? What am I learning from them? Or like why do I think this person came into my life? Or how have I grown and changed since this person came into my life? So I hope that that helped. Tia Brown, is the guy I'm with sees me as the one. Okay, let's pull a tarot card for that. So this is for Tia. Okay, this card wanted to come out. 8 of Cups. So what this card is saying is that right now that's not something that you want to focus on. Right now, you want to focus on pulling your energy away from this person. That's how you'll know if this person sees you as the one. If you pull your energy away from them and they follow you, like we talked about, like the chasing energy, then you will know. Like when someone loves us, we know, right? Like we know. When someone likes us at work or we have a friend, like we know. And if we're questioning that in a person who we're romantically interested in, that's for a reason. That's because we don't know why. Which means that that's like a sign. So this card is saying is to kind of like come away from that thought or come away from that person or come away from that energy and see what happens. Like the famous saying, if you love someone, let them go. If they come back, you know, like that's what this card is telling you, Tia. Pull away from them and you will know, okay? Okay, Kiki Stooks says, can I have a reading, please? Contact me and I will do a reading for you. Will Xavier come back to Kiana? Will there be communication? I keep having signs of him. Will we reconcile? Yeah, that's a lot of questions. Get in contact with me privately and we'll work through that together. Sean B, could you pull a card for me? I'm just looking for, I'm guessing Pentacles. I'll pull a tarot card for you. Page of Coins. So yeah, there definitely is something new that you're going to be initiating, something new that you're going to be starting. You may already have the idea, or this may be coming to you, Sean. So yes, keep yourself open to that, be receptive to that. Don't expect it to come from one place. And it may not, yeah, I feel like for you, it may not come the way that you expect or the way that you want. But it is going to be something that you are going to get on board with, and it is going to set you up for stability in the future. So yes, there is an opportunity coming forward at you. So your phone froze. Oh, I'm so sorry. You should be able to go back and see the, you should be able to go back when this is done and see the answer. I'm so sorry that happened. Okay. So I will pull a card for loyal to the royal, and then I will have one more after that. Okay. We'll do loyal to the royal, and then Kiki Stooks, and then that'll be it for the night, guys. Okay, so loyal to the royal, I will pull a tarot card for you. Seven of Coins. So there's something that you're needing to sit back and contemplate. You may have a lot of information, okay? And I feel like right now it's time for you to sit with the information that you have and make a very conscious decision, not to be reactive, not to act emotionally with something, but excuse me, really make an educated choice about whatever it is you're trying to make a choice about. Don't rush into anything. You know, if you have further questions about something or something doesn't make sense, ask questions, because whatever choice or decision you're making, it's going to have lasting effects. So don't be afraid to ensure that whatever this is works for you. Like I feel like with whatever choice you're making, you want to make sure that you're not getting the short end of the stick. Okay. So hopefully that helps. And then Kiki Stooks, I will pull a Romance Angels card, and then that's going to be it for the evening. This is for Kiki, okay? The card that comes out for you is Forgiving and Learning. So as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moment. So I feel like what this is saying for you is there's a lot of likely childhood issues, childhood attachments, or subconscious patterns from your childhood that are playing out in your love life. So the more that you can focus on yourself and heal yourself, the better things are going to pan out for you. You're likely, wanting this person to come to you because it's filling some type of void. You may not know that. It may be very unconscious that this is happening. So really understand that this situation isn't necessarily about the romantic relationship. This situation for you is about learning about yourself. So it's not really like, what can this person do for me, or when are they coming to me? It's what do I need to get out of this? What do I need to learn out of this? Where do I need to take responsibility for myself? And what do I need to learn about? This also has an emphasis on the present moment. So making sure that you're not thinking about the past or not wanting or being attached to a certain outcome, but just being happy and present in the moment. So hopefully that helps. Oh, low to the roll, I want an angel card. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see that. Maybe next time. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope that this reading has helped you. I hope that the cards I pulled for you guys have been helpful. And I definitely want to find a better way to do this. Maybe, like I said, I'll do like a donation thing like the day before. Or maybe you can like kind of ask the question the day before with a donation, and I'll pull it on camera for you. We'll find a more organized way to do it, just because there's so many more people coming to the lives, which I'm so thankful and appreciative of. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your Christmas. And, just remember the message: have faith, have strength, and surrender. Okay. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Big, big, big thing. So thank you guys so much for being here. God bless you all. Good night, Helen. Good night, Tasha. Good night, Sonia. Aw, thank you so much. Good night, Darby. All right, guys. Good night. Take care.